the West Philippine Sea dispute. President Marcos reiterated our rightful claim to the West Philippine Sea in his speech in Singapore. This as China recently made baseless accusations against our country. Here's the story.
China has a new accusation against the Philippines amid the tension in the West Philippine Sea. Chinese state broadcaster CCTV reported that the Chinese Coast Guard spotted an armed Philippine vessel in Ayungin Shoal last month. If this is true, China might have an excuse to harass and attack our vessels. However, the Chinese Coast Guard did not show any proof of this allegation. News 5 is also confirming this with the Philippine Navy, Philippine Coast Guard, and other government agencies relevant to this report. Aside from this allegation, China has also a new message against the Philippines and the U.S. They said the restraints amid provocation have a limit. China raised this warning in the Shangri-La Dialogue Forum in Singapore, where President Bongbong Marcos delivered his keynote speech. As expected, the president focused on the issues in the West Philippine Sea. Marcos doubled down on the country's territorial claims against China.
We have submitted our assertions to rigorous legal scrutiny by the world's leading jurists. So the lines that we draw in our waters are not derived from just our imagination, but from international law. We have on our side the 1982 UNCLOS and the binding 2016 arbitral award, which affirms what is ours by legal right.
But even before his speech, several countries have already expressed support to the Philippines about the territorial disputes. This is what AFP Chief of Staff Romeo Bronner said after holding bilateral meetings in the forum.
The reason why we connect with our neighbors, with our like-minded nations, is because we want to show it's not a show of force, rather it's a show of unity.
Bronner did not disclose the leaders who expressed support for the country, but he said the Philippines did not even have to bring the issue on the table during the meeting.
Sila mismo. In fact, ang daming mga bansa, a lot of countries who are here joining the Shangri-La Dialogue would like to have a bilateral meeting with us. Kasi it's not only the Filipino fishermen who are there in the area. We also have Vietnamese, Taiwanese who are there fishing in this. These are common fishing grounds. So for us Filipinos, we are willing to share the resources.
It was actually a very courageous speech.
PBBM.
The last Friday yun
Friday.
By PBBM regarding this issue natin sa West
Very
Philippine
strong
Sea.
daw,
Very
strongly
strong.
worded and very firm.
Diba sabi nga niya, I do not yield, Filipinos do not yield. Yun ang mga sinasabi niya. Isa sa mga, kumbaga, diba? Yung quotable quotes na pwede natin makuha from his speech. And sinabi nga niya, any Filipino death from foreign attack triggers US PH Defense Pact. And we monitored the news nung weekend,
yes.
diba? And even the international news organization have been talking about this. And yun nga, pinag-uusapan nila yung naging speech ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos during his keynote speech.
Even other networks that are international networks,
international
had
sorts.
different takes on the on the issue nung weekend and about the statement of President Bongbong Marcos. Mostly in support of the Philippines. And like what General Bronner says naman, ang first order of business natin, first and foremost, is to ensure that all of us can equally access in fishing grounds, diba? Now, while we are in dispute possibly with Vietnam and other countries, that we can all peacefully muna apply our trades there na fishing na walang nagwa-water cannon, walang naninita sa atin. Yun
Walang
ang unang,
tension.
Yes, hence, meron tayong bilateral meeting na ginagawa every time we have the opportunity to gather among state or country leaders.
Exactly. And yun nga, sinasabi natin, yung Chinese narrative kasi dito, gusto nila bilateral talks lang between us, no? Ang gusto nila, yung issue should be kept between the stakeholders ng South China Sea.
Yes.
But of course, President Bongbong Marcos, our administration, reiterated na sinasabi nga niya, itong South China Sea dispute natin
West Philippine
involves
Sea.
West Philippine Sea, ay is a world issue.
And it's not our imagination because we're
Yeah.
backed by 1982 UNCLOS and 2016 arbitral ruling, which is based on fact.
Exactly.
And is binding.
Yun yung kanyang nireiterate na itong South China Sea or West Philippine Sea peace issue ay world issue ito.
Yeah.
Hindi lang to po pwedeng, kumbaga, usapin lamang ng dalawa o tatlo dahil, yun nga kasi ang sinasabi ng China ini-involve natin ng US. We're involving them too much in this dispute.
And for context lang kasi, China, ang basis nila for claiming yung mga territories na pinag-aawayan is historical accounts. Supposedly based on history na there were settlers in these areas nung unang panahon. May mga sailors na nag-fly ng area doon sa route even before daw it was mapped out by the international community. Yan ang kiniklaim nila. Kaya we have the 9-dash line, naging 10-dash line. Tayo naman, we're basing it on yung agreements between nations. That's why we have the 82 UNCLOS nga.
Oo.
And we also have the arbitral ruling.
It was also quite intriguing during the speech ni President Bongbong Marcos doon kasi na-mention din niya doon na parang hindi tayo dapat pinapapili ng kung sinong kakampihan natin. Diba? So sabi niya, he also reiterated in his speech na ayusin niya yung gulo niyong dalawa, ng China and US. Wag tayong papagitnain dito sa issue na to. Medyo strong din yung statement na yun.
Yeah, basta at the end of the day, ang stance natin is this is our right, this is our territory. In the meantime, kung di tayo nagkakasundo with other nations, pag-usapan muna natin how our citizens or our fishermen can ply their trade without any form of harassment. Without any form of harassment and in peace.